This is really awkward because I'm totally up on the roof of Spa doing this podcast.
Okay, I requested you.
People are like walking around being like, "Who the fuck is this person who's got a microphone in hand and like doing
Ask
this?"
them to join the podcast.
Right?
At this point.
Just random people.
Okay.
All right, let's start it.
Hang on. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Holy fuck. Happy New Year, everybody. New year, new us.
Newness. 2022.
Welcome to
guys.
the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Get Reelisms podcast. Welcome to episode 70 of the Get Reelisms podcast. I am Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am still Christine Chen, and we've made it to 2022.
We made it to, listen, guys, we fucking did it. We made it to 2022. And
Yes.
even though this show started off on the rockiest foot in the beginning of the year, it's okay because you can just blame me. It's not the fact that we're going to be interrupted by constant traffic of Christine's rooftop extravaganza, but
Yes.
we're going to do our best, ladies and gentlemen. Christine's Los Angeles Christine.
Yes, it's LA Christine now. So
It's LA
yeah,
Christine. Shit.
And in the style of LA, I am on the rooftop of Spa, because you had to do the podcast
Most
at a
bougiest
time.
thing I've ever
Yeah, there's a
heard.
most bougiest thing. I'm the reason we have to stop this podcast at 2:30 Pacific time is because I have a spa appointment at 3. So
That's fine. Listen, priorities. I get it.
priorities. So yeah.
Yeah, and we would have done this later in the night, but also like my whole thing was like, I don't know if anybody's going to be awake at like 10:30 tonight to want to join in on the podcast, unless like they're going to see a couple of crackheads just in the middle of the night decide to go live for a podcast. And also I'd probably pass out halfway through because I'd just be.
It's okay. It's more interesting on the rooftop of Spa.
I think so too. And we're just gonna be doing a short little thing, but we're gonna cut it sweet as well. Sorry, Christine, I talked.
Oh no, I was gonna say, if people don't know what Spa is, this is a podcast. This is a Korean spa, a K-spa. Yes. And the K-spa is in Koreatown in Los Angeles. And yeah, here I am on the top of it. About to do some podcasting.
Are you answering emails? What's happening? Why are you looking away?
People are texting me, asking me about stuff. So, okay, to give you some context, I actually am going to be on a shoot on January 4th.
Okay.
And they're asking me about schedules. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's why.
Okay.
Yes.
So Christine's going to be working while doing the podcast as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to not.
And is that a new thing on the Get Reelisms podcast? If any of you know the Get Reelisms podcast, leave in the comments below saying always Christine. Hashtag always Christine things.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's fine. We're used to this in the podcast.
I know.
Also, I'm probably going to be doing the same shit soon. You know, we're going to be working here, and we're just going to be doing the podcast when shit is just going to be flying everywhere. But you know what? That's what free content is all about. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Sound off.
So
you're going to enjoy your Spa. Good for you. You're going to do a shoot. On the 4th.
On the 4th. So I'm still dealing with schedule stuff because they keep changing things on me.
Sounds like a shoot.
New Year's. I was so boring this New Year's. I barely made it to midnight. My friend and I, Vivi, and I went to dinner and then came back, and then I read and almost fell asleep, and then made it to midnight, and then went to bed. That was about my
Most
New Year's.
districts or most, I guess, like little towns and around LA, I think it's illegal for fireworks. I know it's illegal in like a lot of parts in the Bay Area. Like
Oh, really?
for years, yeah, we couldn't just shoot off fireworks, yeah, because it's
Oh,
just a major
I did
hazard.
not
But
know
here,
that.
it was like fucking Full Metal Jacket, Saving Private Ryan, shooting off fucking fireworks, like apocalyptic shoot 'em ups here with fireworks in Texas. But
Yeah.
what do you expect from Texas? Um, so no fireworks then.
Yeah,
Where you were?
apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, yeah, no, it's a sunny day. The we were supposed to bring in the New Year's at Disney, but it was sold out. So we went the day prior, and it was rainy the whole day. And I thought that,
I've
oh,
been
like,
to rainy Disneyland. Yeah.
have you?
Oh yeah, it's fun. I love it.
Yeah, it was fun.
You get a poncho and you just fucking cruise
Yep,
around and shit like that. Yeah.
poncho. We ponchoed it up, and we strategically went to Star Wars first, which is a
Yeah.
really good ride. Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah,
I love that ride.
it's
Oh,
a
I missed
great
that
ride.
ride.
Yeah, very cool ride. And
You
then
get like different missions every time you ride the ride too. So like
I
you're
didn't know
not getting
that.
the same ride every time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Very
are we
fun.
talking about the same Star Wars ride? There's a new Star Wars ride.
Oh, in Star Wars Land.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one. Okay. I'm talking about Star Tours. Sorry.
Oh, I did that
I'm
one
going
too.
retro. I'm
No,
going
no, no.
retro
I also
with my
did Star
rides.
Tours.
I haven't
Yeah,
been
so
to Star Wars Land
yeah,
since I
no,
moved here.
I did Star Tours, and Star Tours is pretty. Well, yeah, is
It's
that was
awesome.
like that sounds like Star Tours. Yeah, so no, the Star Wars Land one is pretty amazing. So,
Gotcha.
but
There's like
yeah,
a
no, that was our pre New Year's. Was we did that, and we shut it down, man. Like we woke up at 5:30 a.m. to pick
yeah.
up my friends at the station because my Vivi lives in Irvine, which is like far away from everything.
Mhm.
And so then we picked up our friends, Michael, Andrew, and Brandon, who I'm actually doing the film stuff with on January 4th, from the station. And then we went over and being like, there's no way people are awake at this hour. No, everybody was.
Yeah.
And it was raining. And so the amount of people that showed up at Disneyland is unreal.
And you
Commitment.
said you went the day before New Year's, right?
Yeah, day before New
Okay.
Year's. Yeah.
Because sometimes that weekend, those like weekends that New Year's just fall into and stuff like that. But usually, like a couple of days, I've been to New Year's Disneyland and it's so fun, but it's packed like sardines.
Yeah.
Like it is.
So I
like
guess
you
like
are.
in hindsight, it was okay. It was better that we went like a day before because
It's a
it
trigger
was.
for claustrophobia. For
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it was still crazy. The wait lines were still like for the big rides were still 45 minutes to an hour to
Yeah, makes
90
sense.
minutes.
Which 45 minutes is not bad. Wait,
It's not bad.
I
Space
know
Mountain was the worst one. Space Mountain was like 2
it's always
hours,
bad. Yeah, it's always
basically.
2.5, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That
but
and also, I don't know if you've been to the where you drive cars, Autopia. That's also like that's like usually the least amount of
I didn't
like
get to go
people.
to Autopia. Is that in Disneyland or is
Yeah,
that
so
in
it's in the
Disney
back
World?
where Space Mountain is. So if
Oh,
you're going past Star Tours, instead
yeah.
of making a right, you go left, and
Damn, we missed
you'll
that one.
see Autopia. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's behind that dumb giant like innovations thing. It's like a giant circular building.
Yeah.
Just across from you don't know what I'm talking about. Forget it. It doesn't matter. But it like there's a like little track where you drive cars and shit. Like
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know if it's closed down now, but
I
it
think
might.
I didn't remember seeing it at all. So
That
maybe it's
shit
not no
always
longer
closes
there.
down, and also like every car broke down.
Yeah.
Like once you go like fucking less than a mile, it's already broken down. You're just stuck in the middle of the tracks, and you see no one except for this 5-year-old kid just ripping through the tracks, and you're trying to
Yeah.
wave him down, and he's just ignoring you. So
I remember that, but I remember that in Florida. I don't remember that in California.
oh, gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild
Yeah.
in California, but I never been to Disney World. I never been to
Oh, okay.
yeah. My mom has, and she
Yeah.
says it's way better than Disneyland, which I'm like, I don't know. Disneyland's
It is.
classic. Is
It's
it?
just much bigger. That's the reason.
Sorry.
Is Disney World is much bigger, and there's this Epcot thing that I thought kept getting all my experiences confused. But yeah, Disney World is significantly bigger than Disneyland, and Disney World
Huge.
has Epcot. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, so bringing in the New Year's, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that my biggest my biggest thing for 2022 reason why I'm in LA is trying to get onto bigger projects so I can do less. I want to be able to have more time to myself to direct and work on my own projects. And last year, it was amazing. 2021 was great for me. We got to finish early, and I got to jump on like 4 features, but like it was a lot. And so I'm hoping this year will be bigger projects, bigger pay, doing less projects so that I can focus on writing and creating more content. So that's the goal at least. What are your 2022 goals?
I think my goal is to start I'm doing another podcast. I'm still in the midst of trying to Jesus Christ. I'm still in the midst of trying to start another podcast.
Yeah.
It's been a process, but I'm
Hmm.
also trying to balance other jobs and jobs that are just a little dead end jobs. Let's
Yeah.
just say that. I hate to say it. So I'm just waiting for, to just get back to set, get a
Yeah.
car, get back to set. And I am actually picking up more gigs too. There's at the end of the month, I have a couple of gigs,
Good.
including a favor for a friend. Oh, you know her, Grace.
Yes.
Yeah, she has a short film. She finally got funding, so she's gonna
Good
do it,
stuff.
and she wants me to be direction of art,
Art.
which I
Art.
don't
Art.
know why she wanted to hire me for fart department, but I'm gonna go for it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited, and I'm very
Good.
thankful that she picked me of amongst other art department grades, and she picked me. So
Yeah.
I'm very hashtag blessed.
Good.
There's something else I was gonna say too, but but for New Year's, yeah, I don't know, like besides maybe podcasting, yeah, I don't know if I have like specific. I mean, finishing the script for sure.
Hmm.
That's actually also a huge goal, but I'm gonna finish that anytime now. Yeah, but I'm always bad when it comes to New Year's resolutions. Not the fact that like I don't believe in them, or I don't like them or anything like that. It's just I never really had like, I don't know. I guess I'm not celebratory enough for New Year's for me to really care about
Yeah.
like getting like conjuring up New Year's resolutions, because
Yeah.
I just never felt the need to. Not
Yeah.
saying I'm perfect. I'm far from it. And anybody who listens to the podcast know I am not perfect. But and also Christine knows. But it's kind of like one of those things I don't really pay much attention to, because and also I worked retail, so like it was just another fucking day for me. It was just
Right.
like, oh, I get to get off an hour early, awesome, and then go home and play Halo until my eyes bleed. So yeah, I that's just kind of how I feel about New Year's. You do New Year's resolutions? Is that something you
I
like?
have goals. I wouldn't say they're, I mean,
I feel like we had this
resolutions.
conversation before. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
do goals. I like have plans that I would like to reach in 2022.
What are your plans? What are your
I mean,
goals?
like this, like I said, the
Direct something
biggest one
else?
is, I don't know if the thought of having to raise money again so
Stresses you
close
out?
stresses me out significantly. Um, I kind
I
of just
get it.
want to see,
PTSD. I get it.
yeah, PTSD from that. I kind of want to see, I kind of just want to write. I have about 3 scripts that I'm still workshopping, and then there is a TV pilot that I'm wanting to get the Bible finished for. So once I develop that, I think that would be great. But yeah, no, just I think 2022 is just for me is just to make sure that I have enough time that I'm not working 24/7 on everything, and um,
Yeah.
that I just have more time for myself. I think I think that was one of the biggest things I learned from the pandemic is I really really enjoyed having time for myself.
And that was the other thing you mentioned earlier, that like last year now, especially after Ursley, where it was just like,
Yeah,
yeah, I think I think I should get some time off. Yeah, and you don't realize until you kind of get that time off how much you
yeah,
needed it until you get it.
yeah. But now I've had time off, and I'm like, I don't want to work anymore.
I get it. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, I'm on a set, like I said, on January 4th, and I need to do call sheets and all this stuff, and all I can think of is like, no.
But I feel like inspiration is just going to shoot right through you.
Sure.
Whether or not it's going to be on set or something you watch, something you read, you know, some creativity is going to spark in you, and then you're going to be like, okay, I'm actually going to make another feature. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I think right now I'm like floating in the wind because I'm still looking for a place to stay in Los Angeles. So it's funny because I've been telling people, oh, I just moved here like 4 days ago.
That's
So
crazy. I mean, that's how I felt
yeah.
here in Austin when I first moved here. It was the fucking weird. It was just like, yeah, I moved here about 48
So
hours
how did
ago.
your moving experience go? Did you hire like a U-Haul and you moved over or
So, my mom actually like got stuff shipped already, and she
okay.
basically told me like before her job transfer, she was like, "Hey, I got some extra space. Do you want any, you know, in there?" And it's mostly like heavy furniture anyways. Like the only heavy furniture that I own is like
Hmm.
dressers. That's it.
Right.
And maybe a desk, but even this desk is like it's glass and you could take it apart and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't own much like heavy furniture. So everything else I just packed in my car along with my fat Tootsie Roll of a dog. Um, and from, you know, Bay Area through LA and then basically darted right across the States. Yeah. And made it to Austin. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was just, I packed like literally everything in my car. And it was just like, and I wanted to like take my time too because it was like my
Yeah.
last time in California, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted
So
to
you
take my
did a
time.
road trip too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I did a road trip, and
Yeah.
I visited all my friends who are mostly like in California, but a lot of them moved away. Some in
Hmm.
Vegas, some you know elsewhere and stuff like that. And I took a 3 days in LA before I
Okay.
left and
Yeah.
got to see everybody and crashed on couches and you know let my dog pee on every piece of furniture in my buddy's house and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's you know it's been, I do miss it. I do like those road trips, like those long road trips, especially with the
Hmm.
dog. I feel like with a little companion, you get a lot more out of the trip and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, yeah, I did a road trip and yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah. That's how I did it. I from Austin, I went to El Paso. From El Paso, it was like 12 hours.
Mm.
I went and visited White Sands National Park. And then the second day, I drove to Phoenix. And on the way, I drove through Saguaro National Park. And then the next day, I drove through Joshua Tree, actually, on my way to Irvine.
How do you like
So
Joshua Tree? It's
what
pretty.
else? It's very pretty. It's a very strange place because you
So
wonder,
weird.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you wonder, like, how did this random patch of these chala trees or something end up
Yeah.
here? And
Uh-huh.
then, like, then a few more miles down, and you're like, how did these Joshua trees end up here? Like, it's super random. And then you go further down, you're like, why are there these big ass boulders? Yeah.
It feels like a made up
Yeah, it
foresty
feels like
town.
somebody
Yeah.
like just put some boulders there and it was like their art or something. It was
Yeah.
just really, it's just really bizarre.
They turned an entire town into modern art.
Yeah. It just makes you wonder, like, what? How did the world?
There's a
like,
story about it too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, it does look like, it looks like from a little bit like, looks like it came from Twin Peaks, like the David Lynch show. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I do know.
So
Yeah.
a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely I like Joshua Tree. There's like some beautiful like spots where like you hike through, and there's this like one spot where you see like the sunset perfectly. It looks like a fucking PC wallpaper. It's nuts. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember what there's like a specific name, but I'm
Yeah,
such a
I
bad
would love
Californian.
to try to camp there. If not there, like White Sands would be amazing to camp at. Like I only spent a total of like 3 hours there, like, and just had a blast, like rolling down sand dunes by myself.
Oh yeah.
And just sand everywhere. But there's something very peaceful because it's so quiet. Just sitting. I've been trying to meditate more, and I've meditated. So now I've meditated on a sand dune, in Joshua Tree, next to a Joshua Tree, and in the Saguaro National Park next to a cactus. I gotta say, on the sand dune is by far like the most peaceful spot ever, and I would love to be able to camp there and just like see the stars and stuff like that. They're just, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It's like the desert is disorienting, right? Like with all the sand, it all looks the same. So unless without seeing like, oh, there's from afar seeing like cars drive, you can easily just really lose your sense of direction as to like where you came from, or because it's just all white. It all looks the same because it's miles and miles of white sand, so. But yeah, no, it's been a fun. I haven't not worked this little in so long, so it's been kind of weird. Like, it's been, let's say I arrived in LA on the 28th. I think I left on the 26th or the 27th. 26th. Wow. Yeah. And then it's been like meeting up with people, and I'm going to be living with Roxy. So
hey!
Yeah, so we went apartment hunting yesterday. Still haven't found anything, but yeah.
How exciting!
Yeah, but I feel like a plastic bag in the wind right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like that for a little bit though. You're gonna shake it off soon though. You're gonna like within 2 weeks. I know, like after a few episodes of these podcasts, you're gonna be like, I don't know, and then after a few of these episodes, you're like, I'm fucking sick of the traffic. I'm sick of these pedestrians walking in front of the cars. Yeah, you're gonna be sick of it, all of it.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm scared, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I was scared too, moving here to Austin. I thought like laying my head on the pillow the first night was wild. Like having my first night here in Austin, I barely got sleep. I was just like, oh God, what do I do? I started like having mild panic attack. But you shake it off so quickly. It's like after a couple of nights, after a few, because you just need to establish like a rhythm, and then you start to realize a routine, right? Sorry. And you start to realize like, oh yeah, I'll make this work, I'll make that work, and then whatever. And then you'll feel like you're running out of money, but you're gonna be fine. You just gotta make sure you maintain that confidence that you can just navigate through LA. And let me tell you, drivers in LA are ruthless. They do not care about a human life.
Yeah, I'm pretty ruthless too, though, driving.
You are. You definitely. So if anything, you probably thrive. Like You'd probably like bob and weave between those bastards.
Oh, yeah.
Left and right. Like
Yeah.
baby driver.
Good old Houston taught me well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and also I feel like Austin drivers aren't the best either. So
No, they're out of their mind here.
yeah.
They're
So
out
I
of their
think
minds.
I've gotten a lots of good training.
But it feels like it's spaced out a little more. It feels like it's a
Yes.
little more
Yes, it is.
spaced
It
out.
is definitely a lot more spaced out in Austin. It's
For
just
Austin.
congested, yeah, here in
Well,
LA.
now it's getting more congestion since the Toe Jogan fucking exodus happened. You know,
Yeah.
it feels like this city amplified for some reason.
Yeah.
Might be just me though, and I might be just listening to too many podcasts. Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely like getting double the amount of aggressive drivers.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, this country is going to turn into a Mad Maxian world. And we're just going to be having like spikes on our tires and shit like that, ramming people off like highways and shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be. They're going to start handing out licenses like vaccines. It's going to be great.
Another year.
It's another year.
Another year. Another
My
year.
goodness,
so now,
you guys.
So how many years have you been in Austin now? 2?
Oh,
3?
2018. I moved here, so
3 years then.
3 years.
It's been
Yeah.
3. Okay. Yeah. And
It's almost 3. It would be it'd be. We've met. It's almost 3 years for us.
yeah, it's weird because it doesn't feel that way. It feels like we've known each other for a while, but like then you think of it in context, like I haven't met you. Like it was 3 years ago that I met you.
Yeah, yeah, it was here in Austin.
Yeah.
For a feature that you needed more PAs for, and you were just like perfect. And I couldn't be more thankful since then. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think you're gonna love LA. It's gonna be it's gonna suit you quite well, especially that you've picked up as much work as you've already have thus far. I don't think you'll have a problem.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just like I want to challenge myself. I don't want to be comfortable. Sometimes there's something about not being comfortable to kind of push you to the next level. And I want to see where I can go and just continue to push myself to be a better director, better AD and everything. So I just feel like getting myself into a zone where I'm not comfortable is the way to do it for me to try new things and meet new people and explore, right? So
And the good news is that you know a lot of people already there. And I think doesn't Elizabeth live there too?
Elizabeth was here, yes.
So
exactly.
You got company. You're fine.
I've got people. There's
You're
people.
fine. Yeah. There's something I was gonna ask you, and it just totally escaped me. And I haven't even used my fucking notebook, and it's like blank. Like I wrote literally nothing. That's how out of it I am. I don't know what's happening, you guys.
It's okay. We only need to last another 8 minutes.
No, I'm fine. I can go for another hour, truly. But it's just us guys. It's free. It's a free podcast. It's just us shooting the shit. If you hate it, I'm sorry. Okay, it is film education still, technically.
Yes.
Because we're still in the biz. We're still working.
Still in the biz. We're still working. Yeah. But yeah. So I start off January 4th to the 9th on a pilot series for my friends. And then a few weeks after that, I'm supposedly on some short film here. And then
so you already got work stacked for you.
Yeah. And a few weeks after that, I'm supposedly on hold for a feature in Shreveport. So I'm hoping that that's the case, because then I'll go back to Shreveport, pack up all my shit and stuff, and then, bring it over back to LA.
That was a lot of shit you already brought. That wasn't all of it? Oh,
no,
you have the storage. Right.
Yeah, I still have to. So I'll swing by Austin to take all that stuff from the storage unit in Austin. Yeah. And then I'll clean up ship and then move it all over to LA. And then that's that.
And that's that. Like
Yeah.
that, dude. I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. I'm happy that you made this change. It felt like it almost felt impromptu in a way, because like it was like only a couple of episodes ago that you mentioned you were like, hey, I'm gonna be moving. I'm like,
It, you know, there was a lot of things that like made it a perfect storm. I had
yeah.
been, I mean, to be honest, I've been thinking about this.
And you've been working
Remember,
in LA a couple times
yeah,
already.
and also like remember back in, you didn't know me then, but when I graduated from grad school, I had a choice whether or not I was going to stay in Austin or go to LA. And already that was 10 years ago, I already had thought about going to LA. So it's kind of cool that 10 years, exactly 10 years later, I'm here. It just felt right. I was already thinking about it, and then having that gig, that feature film here in LA really like put that in, put the seed in my brain.
Right.
And then on top of that, then my roommate, Megan, got a new opportunity in Mississippi. So she's moving as well. So it kind of like
Oh,
all,
good for her. That's awesome.
yeah. So it was a perfect storm. And I was like, you know what? Although I must say, when I drove and when I landed in California, I definitely had a moment, like a WTF moment. Like, what the fuck did I just do?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But you're gonna shake that off, or
And
you probably already have.
I'll probably be, I mean, I will always be back in Austin, and, you know, I'll be
You're
working
traveling
all
all the
over,
time,
all the
anyways.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes.
No, you're doing the right thing. I feel like, and I think LA is going to be good. Also, lots of you're gonna it's a food
I
Shangri-La.
know.
It's a food
I'm
Shangri-La.
so excited about all the food.
You can even like go full royalty and go Postmates too. And there's sometimes where they'll have like a surge too, where it's like
Yeah.
free. I don't know if it's DoorDash or Postmate. It's one of those. Well, they'll have like a surge where like they'll cut delivery or something like that by half. So
Yeah.
like you can just fucking like order ship and delivery's like $1 or some shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So yeah, dude, you're in food heaven. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Not saying that Austin's bad with food. Yeah, there's lots of good,
No,
delicious places here. It's
Austin's
awesome.
been amazing to me. I will always love Austin. And I will probably be back there more often than not. It's just more that just wanted to I just want in my lifetime to be able to say, hey, I tried it. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and when better than now? I feel like as we continue to get older, it's just going to be harder, you know, more and more ties, more responsibilities, more everything. So yeah.
Time can easily get the best of you. And you're right. Like once you start getting comfortable, that's when you can really fall down the rabbit hole, the comfort hole, if you will.
Comfort hole. The comfort hole. Yeah.
And
Complacency.
The complacent hole literally for years.
Yes.
Maybe.
And that's what I don't want. I don't want to be complacent. I never want to be complacent. I want to continue to grow as much as I can. So, but anyway, we're going to, we gotta take it for a landing.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna mention, like, have you watched anything?
Oh, no, I still, from the last podcast, it was still Dune. Dune was still the last amazing film I watched. Yeah. Okay,
gotcha. I just got into Atlanta, the show Atlanta by
yeah, I know about the show. It's good.
Oh my gosh. I'm almost done with the first season. It's like one of the best shows I've seen. It's
okay.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't know why for years, like I was like, yeah, I'll watch it later. I don't know. And I haven't really like sat down and watched it. And I have like I started a free subscription for Hulu, a free trial for Hulu. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen Atlanta. And I started it and I'm like 7 episodes in. I started it this morning.
Woohoo.
Literally this morning, like right before work, I was like, oh, I'm going to give it a shot. And then 3 hours later.
I'll take a look at that because I'm looking for a series for, inspirations since I'm developing my own, so.
It's
Yeah.
it's a great show. It's a little weird, so
Okay.
don't count on like a continuity between episodes, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
I mean, there's some stories that do connect, and there's like a continuous storyline with at least like one or two of these characters, but there's some like non sequiturs that just come out of fucking nowhere. That's amazing. It's just
Yeah.
it's hilarious too.
Okay.
It's by Donald Glover,
Yes.
who is Childish Gambino. For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, rapper, singer, R&B, soulful guy. Very, very awesome show, and also amazing music that he produces. But I guess that's it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for 70 episodes thus far. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the podcast. I promise you, we are a little more livelier than we are now. It's mostly my fault. I assure you, but we're all just like trying to recover from the holidays. Thank you so much, Instagram. Thank you so much, Facebook. Getreelisms.com. Pick up your book today. Ladies and gentlemen, do I have to keep explaining this to you? Get your Get Reelisms book. It's without a doubt the best kind of film education you can possibly get. Getreelisms.com now. UrsleyFilm.com too.
Yeah.
We're still putting episodes out, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going through the back catalog with the audio episodes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're still releasing those episodes. It's been awesome. It's been fun. I've been listening to a few of them. I subscribe on Spotify because I'm a fan of this podcast. So
I like listening to it. It's like listening to a journal, and like it's fun to be like, oh, that's where we were at that point in life. I don't know. It's fun, I think. So
it does. And I do enjoy doing this with you because this is us truly hanging out, and
this is us hanging out. Yes.
And it's always a blast every time I get a chance to do this, even if it's a shorty like this one. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back hopefully next week. Are you still weekends off? Totally.
I believe so.
Okay.
I shoot till the 9th. I don't know what day that is. I would need to look at a calendar.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's
okay?
Fine. If we if we have to like do it on a random day, we're gonna do it on a random day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We might come out of the shadows out of nowhere doing a live show. That's what we do, impromptu. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the Get Reelisms podcast. Thank you, Facebook. We love you. Thank you, Instagram. We love you as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.